So moving on to some early years, the 80s. I've kind of split this kind of section up into decades, basically. So we can have a look at Mario's 80s. Then we've got a little bit of another interview to go through as well. But we've also got the questionnaire to work through. The early years, Nick, what does that feel for you like in terms of Mario?
I don't know if I managed to play any Mario games in the 80s. I think it was maybe 1991. But that's Super Mario Brothers 3 and Super Mario Land are the ones that I remember. And Golf as well, with Mario as the main character on the Game Boy. Not on the NES, on the Game Boy. So I'm pretty sure Mario was the first video game character I ever saw. Definitely remember playing Super Mario Brothers 3 or watching my neighbour play Super Mario Brothers 3. But I'm not sure if that was in the 80s or not. And as I've mentioned before, my dad got a Game Boy with Mario Land, Tetris, and eventually we got Golf as well. So not really much there. I was only 4 years old in 89, 3 years old in 89. So
wow. Surprised you playing it back then. Wonderful. 3 years old playing a Game Boy. How about you, Greg?
Well, I would have been only 2 years old in 89, so I don't like the 80s. I don't remember anything from that time, obviously. Like, it wasn't until like a few years into the 90s that I first actually experienced Mario, so I'm sure we'll get onto that, but the 80s is more your era, Lee.
It is. I'm an 80s kid, unfortunately. 75 I was born in, so I was 10 years old when the first Mario came out. But I have distinct memories as well of my father was a rugby player, played for Neath Athletic Rugby Football Club, or Football Association. I can't remember if it was club or association. One of them, I think it was club. And he used to part-time then as a barman in their basically their bar. Their
clubhouse,
club.
the clubhouse. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the clubhouse, that's the one. He used part-time as a barman, so I used to have, even like 10 and 12, I'd have like a lager shandy or a bitter top or something like that at the side of the bar there. And it was those kind of times, you know, you let your kids drink a tiny, just to get them the right flavour in a Welsh bar. But in the corner there were a couple of, always two, I can remember, arcade machines. And for a long, long while, Donkey Kong was one of them. Mm-hmm. I can remember Pac-Man being one and Space Invaders, and they'd swap them out and all that, but Donkey Kong was there for a long time. So I have fond memories of playing Donkey Kong, the original one, and not getting far, you know, being 1981 that came out, so I was 6, 7, 8, you know, up to a maximum of 10 there playing Donkey Kong on that arcade, and maybe getting to level 2, and that's about it. But very fond memories of sticking my 10 pence coins in that. And then my Game & Watch game, I think it was the Mario Cement Factory. Oh, that was fantastic. That's a dual screen, but not a horizontal, not a vertical one with the screen on top of each other, but on the sides. And Mario's on one side of the screen and Luigi's on the other side of the screen. And all they do is move up and down in this Game & Watch game. And they pass back and forth these boxes as they're going along escalators, conveyor belts. And the box gets dropped up higher and higher and then dropped off into a truck, which then drives off once you've loaded 4 boxes into it, and it gets harder and progressively faster. Very fond memories of that game as well. So many hours. But the NES games, I can't remember what year it was. It must have been 86, not 85 when it came out. We did get an NES, a NES. And I don't have fond memories of the first Mario. It was we were playing Commodore 64 most of the time, and Mario and Duck Hunt as a duo pack was a kind of a distraction. Yes, it's because it was in a different room. The Commodore 64 was in my our bedroom, boys sharing. My sister was in the front room, you know, so there were 3 boys in one room, and we had the Commodore 64 with a 14-inch portable TV there, and that's what we played primarily. And the NES, for some reason, was always downstairs on the slightly bigger TV downstairs. And so it was something we never got around to playing often until probably Saturday mornings. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until the SNES where we really started getting into Nintendo products more with Street Fighter and Mario Kart. But very fond memories of the earlier stuff, but not so much of Mario himself. And I can't remember even playing Punch-Out back in the day there either. from all this list we got written down. So Super Mario Brothers 2, loved that more than the first one, just because it felt more like a game that you had more things to do, jump on the enemy, pick them up, throw them, chain enemy deaths together and all that. And then Super Mario Brothers 3, I didn't play much as I was growing into the Commodore Amiga, I believe, in 1988 by the time that came out. So Mario wasn't a staple of ours. One of my favourite Super Mario games, though, is Super Mario Land. Like you said, Nick, that came out in 1989. I played that extensively. I played it recently when one of my interviews you'll listen to later when I talk to Will. Mario Land is fantastic. And it's that sentiment that Greg puts across as well. You can pick it up, finish it in 30 minutes, and it's done. And you can come back 2 years later and play it again. And you just remember where everything is. Amazing game, Mario Land. Anything to add to the 80s there, boys?
Too young.
No, too young.
Young whippersnappers. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a like if you've enjoyed our content. You can also check out our other great content on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the N-E Café podcast from all good podcast providers. Just follow the links in the description below.